Department of Foreign Affairs to get the Philippines added to the Guam CNMI visa waiver program. The wheels are in motion and the issue is building momentum, and we will continue to work on this until the job gets done.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adahi Itano program. Apply at matson.com. New Jeep Gladiators up to $7,000 off now at Cars Plus. Named the best vehicle for adventure in 2024. Get your Jeep Gladiator today at Cars Plus. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, serving your local breakfast, lunch, and dinner favorites for over 45 years.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime.
A man who drew a large police presence to Hagåtña now charged for allegedly threatening to harm a bank employee before attempting to get officers to move in and take his life. It's a hefty price tag from the U.S. Navy. Utility officials discuss the soaring cost of water purchased from the military and its long-term impact on ratepayers. That story coming up.
It's the first day back to school for over 9,000 CNMI students. I'm Tomas Maglonia reporting on Saipan with the full story coming up.
Good evening, Guam and Hafa. I'm Jason Salas. This is KUAM News Prime Time, and these are tonight's top stories. Well, in our top report tonight, the man who threatened to kill an employee at Bank Pacific and suicide by cop on Monday morning has been charged in Superior Court. That happened earlier today. 38-year-old Joseph Atalig has been charged with possession of drugs, resisting arrest, disorderly conduct, and harassment. According to court documents, police received a report of a person with a possible gun outside a bank in Hagåtña. A woman known to the defendant made a call to police after he left voicemails and messages threatening to cause a scene at the financial lending institution. The victim told police she knew he had access to guns as she once witnessed him put a gun to his head outside their residence. We initially reported that the defendant barricaded himself inside his vehicle, causing a tense standoff with multiple police officers with their weapons drawn. After nearly an hour of failed negotiations, Special Operations Division officers eventually broke the window and breached the car. Upon conducting a vehicle check, police found a makeshift glass pipe with a small baggie found with meth. Atalig has a criminal record dating back to 2014 on charges of criminal mischief. He was also arrested 4 years prior, accused of dealing drugs, and again in 2021 on charges of terrorizing. He's being held on $5,000 cash bail and was ordered to stay away from the alleged victim as well as Bank Pacific. Elsewhere tonight, an 18-year-old woman behind the wheel of a car involved in a police chase and shootout was granted a request to have her contact with her co-defendant as she is expected to give birth to a newborn in about a month's time. Defense for defendant Vicente Trevor Aguero asked the Superior Court judge to allow him to have contact with co-defendant Kawaile Mendiola. It was said in court that Mendiola is about to give birth to a newborn baby, adding they have 2 other children together. Prosecuting attorney Sean Brown opposed that request, with Judge Vern Perez, however, granting it, allowing them to care for their children, but ordered the pair not to discuss the case. The couple, along with co-defendant Ethan Aguero, faces burglary-related charges in connection to the June incident that unfolded following a burglary at a store in Mingilao. The trio is scheduled to appear back in court at the end of August as they plan to take their cases to trial separately. Elsewhere tonight, an ex-cop accused in an attack at a Tumon Beach residence will have his day in court next week. Defendant Peter Leon Guerrero is set to go to trial on August 28th before Judge Vern Perez. He did appear before the court today, a year after the alleged attack. Sean Brown, the prosecuting attorney, told the court the alleged victim is expected to take the witness stand, adding the case could be dismissed if the victim decides not to testify. Defense attorney Mike Phillips shared the concern with the court that the surveillance video being used as evidence does not show Leon Guerrero involved in the fight. Phillips added, and I quote, "There's something wrong with the investigation," noting prosecutors decided not to charge the alleged victim as well. Leon Guerrero was off duty at the time of the incident and has since been fired from the force. Parties are back in court next week on Monday. The U.S. Navy, in other news, has implemented a sharp and significant increase in the cost of water sold to the Guam Waterworks Authority, and officials are now discussing how the major spike will impact ratepayers over time. This next report is with KUAM's Destiny Cruz.
The price tag for water purchased by the Guam Waterworks Authority from the U.S. Navy at Fenna Lake is a hefty one, with the increased rates being charged by the military announced during today's Commission on Consolidated Utilities GWA work session. GWA General Manager Miguel Bordalio.
Over the last couple quarters, the rates that we are being charged by the Navy have somewhat close to doubled. More than doubled.
GWA previously budgeting $6 million to cover the cost of Navy water purchases. But with the Navy's recent price hike, it's now estimating a need for $15.6 million before the year is out. The Waterworks Authority mapping out a plan to mitigate this increase, seeking an amendment to its approved budget to cover expenses up through the end of fiscal year 2024. Still, it's an issue that's not all water under the bridge for CCU Commissioner Simon Sanchez, as how much ratepayers would need to shoulder the cost of the increase remains unknown over time.
In the first year, it looks like you've mitigated it, but you can't do this every year, right? This is going to be an out-of-pocket cost to ratepayers over time, right? For something we have no idea how a small system like that can justify 160% rate increase in 5 years, and 120 in 4 months. What's it going to take in terms of capital expenditures to get off of Navy water? Or are we forced into this kind of hostage negotiations over water?
Bordalio advising Sanchez that there are no negotiations as the Navy raises its price and they are stuck paying for it, though he says reducing reliance on Navy water is an option. And while projects are in the pipeline to do just that, CCU members also throwing in other ways forward. CCU Vice Chair Francis Santos.
We contact our congressman and inform him of what's going on and see if he can add language to be contained within the NDAA that moving forward, any rate increase from the military has to be paid for by the military in their own budget.
Other suggestions for operational control of Fenna Lake and the Fenna treatment plant were also raised, alongside increasing GWA's charge for wastewater services to the Navy to match their rate adjustment. Destiny Cruz, KUAM News.
All right, Destiny, thanks so much. In more news this evening about your government, Take Care insurance will be accepted at the Guam Memorial Hospital after the company responded in good faith and hand-delivered payment Monday afternoon. It was early Monday when a release issued by the island's only public hospital said it would stop accepting the insurance after failure to pay, with hospital administrator and CEO Lillian Posada saying the decision to do so was not an easy one.
They operate a business, we operate a business taking care of patients. And so the services that we provide, we want to be compensated for it. We want to be paid. And so, Take Care is an insurance is a payer that then have subscribers who buy their product to ensure that they have coverage for when they are hospitalized.
She continued to tell KUA News the payment helps the hospital stay operational, as after the issue was issued, Take Care immediately responded with payment. Another release coming out late Monday, the insurance provider would be accepted at GMH. Now, with a history of missing billing payments, she hopes that moving forward it will be better with Take Care.
They have been very open-minded and receptive when I call them and when I text them. And so this, I think going forward, they will continue to take my calls and, we have meetings with them and that, yes, okay, this is what you owe us and this is what then they will pay us.
Now, our newsroom did reach out to Take Care Insurance for comment on this story, with the representative stating, quote, Take Care has no further comment about this issue. Well, my friends, it is time for a quick commercial break. Please stay tuned and keep streaming us because Primetime will continue right after these messages. You're watching KUAM.
Hey fam, this is Brandon the Truth Bearer here at Mount Carmel down in Agate, Guam, letting you know for the school year 2024-2025, Mount Carmel is starting a brand new program. Full martial arts, required part of the curriculum every single day. Me of all people, I understand that it takes a team to make this happen. Man, sometimes a village. We have the all-star team coming in. Professor DJ Action Jackson, Professor Dorian Price. They are coming to Guam. They are coming to Mount Carmel to help make sure that the Alliance Training Center Academy program is running on all cylinders. Come on down, sign up, let's train.
Introducing GTA Fiber. We're bringing our fiber connection from the neighborhood all the way to your home. Now you can get lightning fast speed of up to 1 gig and take your streaming, downloading, or gaming to the next level. Plus, you get our next-gen Plume Wi-Fi, so you can experience all that speed throughout your home. Built on Guam's most reliable network. Visit gta.net to see if fiber is available in your area. GTA Fiber. Nothing beats fiber.
The Guam Contractors Association proudly presents the 2024 Samoan Joe Safety Conference and Industry Trade Fair and Expo. Join us on Thursday and Friday, August 22nd and 23rd at the Hyatt Regency Ballroom. Learn about safety training across all industries to ensure safe work environments. Discover the latest in construction safety, building technology, and innovation. Don't miss the Industry Trade Fair and Expo on Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Welcome back to Primetime, everybody. The live stream continues as the Democratic National Convention is now officially underway in the Windy City. The week-long event kicked off with caucus meetings. That's where some of our delegates from the region got to hear from Vice Presidential nominee and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz at the Asian American and Pacific Islander caucus meeting. Now, both delegations have thrown their full support behind the Harris-Walz ticket, with Vice President Kamala Harris making a surprise appearance on the convention floor before President Joe Biden also addressed attendees on day one.
I want to kick us off by celebrating our incredible President Joe Biden, who will be speaking later tonight. Joe, thank you for your historic leadership, for your lifetime of service to our nation, and for all you will continue to do. We are forever grateful to you.
I made a lot of mistakes in my career, but I gave my best to you. For 50 years, like many of you, I've given my heart and soul to our nation. And I've been blessed a million times in return for the support of the American people. I've either been too young to be in the Senate because I wasn't 30 yet, and too old to stay as president.
Guam and CNMI delegates are expected to participate in a ceremonial roll call tomorrow, where they will publicly announce their support for the ticket in front of the entire nation. California Attorney General Rob Bonta and North Carolina State Representative Maria Cervenia will lead Filipino-American delegates at the convention, which includes Guam's Regine Lee, Roy Respicio, Sarah Thomas Netadog, Lawrence Alcairo, and Ricky Orsini, and from the CNMI, Sean Indalecio. You can see our Facebook and Instagram stories for coverage. Well, more than 9,000 students are back on school in Saipan, Tinian, and Rota, with Tomas Manglodi reporting on how the public school system up there is ushering in a new school year.
You like learning?
Yes.
It's the first day back to school for more than 9,000 public school students on Saipan, Tinian, and Rota.
But going around this morning, shaking the hands of our kids, checking them out, and they seem very excited. They're excited for the new school year, excited to meet their new teachers. Teachers are excited to receive their new students. It's just an exciting moment for all of us across the school district here in the CNMI.
It's also Commissioner of Education Dr. Lawrence Camacho's first back-to-school day since he started the job in January. He and other school leadership visited campuses through the morning to help usher in the new school year amid major construction projects.
We have a lot of things going on. There's a lot of stuff that we need to catch up on in terms of projects, such as this one here. I'm here at the Garapan Elementary School, and we got this new cafeteria that we hope to open up in a month or two.
Both parents and teachers are looking forward to the new school year.
It's been awesome. I just got off work and I'm here. I want to see them get off on their first day of school. I'm pretty much very excited.
And we are ready. We are ready for the day, every single minute. We welcome all our students with loving hands.
The public school system's mental health project team was also up early with an important reminder as students readjust to school life.
Something as simple as being kind to your mind. We're going through lots of different things in life, and sometimes we're a little hard on ourselves, so it's important that we take care of our mental health and find the silver lining.
Tomas Manglonia, KUAM News, Saipan.
Well, back here at home, the Mayor's Council's second search for a new executive director has come to an end. Village mayors appointed former Chief Procurement Officer Georgine Arceo to fill the position. Here's more on that story.
The Mayor's Council of Guam holding a special meeting Tuesday to discuss hiring a new executive director after their last one quit after about 3 months on the job. Former executive director Michael Brown, who was just officially appointed in April, resigned in June. MCOG President and PD Mayor Jesse Alec declined to give a reason for his swift departure. To fill the vacancy, Village Mayors appointing former acting Chief Procurement Officer Georgine Arceo.
The Vice Mayor of Barragata is recognized.
Yes, I'll motion for Georgine Arceo. Nominate.
Right. Okay. So there is a nomination on a motion on the floor to appoint Georgine Arceo as the Executive Director of the Mayor's Council of Guam.
In a phone call with KUAM, Mayor Alec explaining they wanted to pick a candidate who was proficient in government procurement.
Georgine came up as one who we know could work with the 19 mayors and our admin staff to correct the problems that we've had or that we have in our processes, in our procurement processes, and also to make it so that the work that we do is efficient. Efficient in that the items, the products, the services, and the supplies get to the 19 villages in a timely manner, and that vendors are paid in a timely manner as well.
As the new executive director begins employment with the village mayors in the coming days, he hopes she can shore up 3 areas of concern, to include their procurement process, operations, and their staffing shortages. As KUM reported, the position was first vacated last December after longtime executive director Angel Sablon retired after 15 years, a short-lived retirement as he was quickly tapped to serve as the director of Parks and Recreation.
And as the graphic indicated, the Skip Entertainment Company this year is celebrating 40 years of performing arts on island. And all week, our Joe Nugent-Charfers is presenting a series highlighting Skip's many accomplishments.
When Skip dancers become Skip parents, the legacy continues.
You're with such a supportive network. You work so hard to get there. You know it's a big moment, but right before the lights come on, you're on stage, your heart's racing, but you know it's exactly where you're meant to be.
When Dee Perez Damian was 5 years old, her parents signed her up for Skip in 1986, hoping to break her out of her shyness.
I think she saw them performing, I think at EPOW Pavilion at the time, and she was like, okay, I need to put my daughter in something that's going to bring her out of her shell.
The journey for Damian's daughter was completely different.
And she is very outgoing, very outspoken, and I knew that Skip was going to be the right fit for her from the start.
And she says she wants her daughter's journey in Skip to be her own.
It touches me so deeply, like when I see her pouring her heart into a dance, when I see her just coming home from practice and like rehearsing over and over so she could get something down, and then I see that hard work and that passion play out on stage, it's so moving.
For Tina Kitutsu, who also joined in 1986, she says the running joke with alumni is, you never really leave Skip.
My two daughters have been dancing since they were, almost 2, and they're 14 now. And so to me, I think skip is a lifetime commitment.
Kitutut says her parents signed her and her sister up for skip because they couldn't keep still.
Skip was that outlet for us to really explore dance. We've been dancing even before we got into skip, but once we got into skip, we found not just a dance studio, but a family.
Being a product of skip, both Damian and Kitutut know the benefits their kids will enjoy.
You experience all the magic that it has, and when you become a parent, you want your child to be part of that, to experience that.
I tell the kids, not just mine, but everyone, that you're building some core values in relationships and life skills that you'll have for the rest of your life.
And speaking of experience, both have special memories. It was back in 1996, Skip was invited to perform at the Jazz Dance World Congress in Washington, D.C.
We were performing with the best of the best of the best. And just to have that honor.
And for Kitutut, she always gets a kick out of telling people she was in the circus.
We've done so many different things that, one of the things I could check off was that I was in a circus.
Now as parents, looking on and watching their kids take the stage and giving it their all, it's a full circle moment.
If you asked any of the parents from the past and now, is it worth it? It really is that moment that they step on the stage and they perform. It doesn't matter if they won or not. That moment, it just solidifies all the hard work, the money, everything that we go through to get them there. It's just so special. Because we're more than a dance studio. And to be able to be a part of, a dance family for 40 years is just absolutely amazing. You see people coming in and out of our program, our family, and whenever we see them later and we check in with them, they are just doing amazing.
For me, it really is my legacy. I'm so happy and proud that she's found a home in Skip just the way that I did.
Well, let's take you into our next commercial break with a look of your world at home. And here is a very, very wonderful view of the very aptly named supermoon.
Do you remember your favorite McDonald's collectibles? Well, this is them now. Order a collector's meal at McDonald's and choose between 10-piece McNuggets or a Big Mac to get one of 6 collectible cups while you still can. Collectible cups are back, baby. And this time, they're covered in collectibles. Order a collector's meal at McDonald's and get a sausage McMuffin with egg and one of 6 cups while you still can.
The group that brought you Joe Coy and Rob Schneider, Guam Comedy brings you the next big Phil-Am comedy sensation, J.R. de Guzman, live on Guam.
My family and I, when we first moved here, we lived in a storage unit. That would have been like the most awesome episode of Storage Wars.
One show only, Saturday, August 31st at the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse.
Your friend, your cousin.
Get your tickets now at GuamComedy.com. J.R. de Guzman, live on Guam. Don't miss the fun.
Everyone on Guam knows the tireless and wonderful efforts that the Autism Community Together organization does to support families in their journeys with a developmental disability. They've hosted 5K runs, fun outreach events, and other helpful ways of joining and helping. And for the first time, ACT is now doing a golf tournament, which is a fun new experience.
I'm probably going to be driving the carts, hopefully, but at golfing, I've never tried it, and I'm probably going to be like always in the water.
So how it came about was there's a local golf club that has been making donations to us, and they approached us and they said, you know, we can help you do a golf tournament. You can you know, make a little more money to be able to sustain your programs throughout the year. And so we jumped on it. So we're putting you know, most of the logistics together, but they're doing the golf stuff, because most of our board members are not golfers at all.
And enthusiasts out on the link or just loving Islanders wanting to spend a Saturday pitching in are welcome to hit the fairway.
They could give us a call. Our number is 671-489-0067, or email us autismcommunityguam@gmail.com, or you know, just see any of the local golf club that's helping us is Tuga Golf Club. So if they see any of their members, they can just ask them. But yeah, if they give us a call, we have you know, a lot of ways that they can help contribute to our cause.
And has ACT got a course for you?
It's a 2-person scramble. We have men's and women's divisions. Showtime is 11 a.m. Go time is 12 p.m. and it's on Saturday, August 31st. So it's a week from this Saturday. And yeah, like you mentioned, Onward Talafofo Golf Resort, and we're filling up. We're almost complete with all the number of teams that we have going.
Also, if you're looking to volunteer for your company or get service learning for your school, this is the event to join.
They can give me a call, like I said, 671-489-0067, and we'll need help from setting up to, like Doria said, driving the carts, getting the drinks around, watching holes. We have several fun events closest to the water, because we know, like Doria said, a lot of us get in the water, but how close can you get without getting in the water? So we'll be having that contest, closest to the pin, longest drive, just all the fun stuff and just all the camaraderie that, you know, comes with golf tournaments. With every day comes more people saying they want to support us or sponsor us or just anything like that. And they just say, you know, because we want to help the kids and the families that, you know, live autism every single day. You're just having fun and you know, just to be able to go around and thank everybody for their support. That, you know, looking forward to that.
Island Cancer Center has the only state-of-the-art Halcyon Linear Accelerator, providing radiation treatments in the Asia-Pacific region. We are excited to be back up and running after Typhoon Mawar. We have been providing the highest quality patient-centered care for 14 years and will continue to do so. Why? Because we love what we do. Island Cancer Center, our family treating your family. Visit us at islandcancercenter.com or call 671-646-3363.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by J. Goodman, a happiness company.
So at this time, the Filipino community of Guam, in collaboration with the governor's office and lieutenant governor's office, we're joining efforts in trying to collect funds for the victims of Typhoon Karina in the Philippines that hit the Philippines on July 22nd.
Okay, now Norm, one of the things about any sort of disaster relief is obviously we can't get our help and our love and our funding there fast enough and everything like that. So where can people donate and how can we jump in?
Well, Jason, in front of us, you see these cans that have been distributed throughout the island. I think we're at roughly 40 locations throughout the island at this point. And so in addition to these cans, which are meant to collect change, we're also appealing to the corporate community and other nonprofit organizations to write checks towards this effort.
You can go to any of these locations and you'll find these cans. The Ramby's restaurants at Hafali Exchange, Micronesia Mall, Island Family Pharmacy, Rooston's Foreign Exchange, Atesu Store, John B. Supermart, Canlas Foreign Exchange, Cortec Barracks, Non-Barracks, Guam Radiology, Josie's Batchoy, CTSI, Damalanta Clinic, Fresh Bread, Philippine National Bank, Pinoy Sari Sari Store, Guam Bakery, Max's Restaurant, Laguna Best, Philippine Airlines, National Office Supply, Ariana's, Benson's, Cafe Panadero, 11 Cess coffee shops, and the 8 locations of Payless stores.
We really feel this sense of obligation, but also sense of caring and love that we want to send them, especially during this very, very difficult and trying time. As you know, being a part of storm recovery and trying to get back to normalcy won't happen overnight, but we feel that just this bit of help will let them know that we're thinking about them and we care about them.
Giving Every Tuesday is brought to you by J. Goodman, a happiness company.
UOG and GVB are presenting Tanel live in concert. This is going to be amazing. She is arriving to the island and she is going to blow your mind with her absolutely world-class musical talent. Mark your calendars because September 7th, you want to be over at Jeff's down in beautiful Epan. $50 only for general admission, and kids under 5 get in free. Book those tickets right now at guamtime.net. All right, 2 events one day. September the 21st, the 2024 Guam International Coastal Cleanup. That happens from 6 to 9 in the morning. And then Guam Sandfest Sand Art Festival. This is amazing. I used to build castles out of sand over in the old, Ipao Beach, right? I mean, yeah, every once in a while we get balati in there, but whatever, that's a different story. All right, sign up on the Coastal Cleanup. Call 475-9647. You can also go to sandfest.com. We will be there because that is going to be incredible. And there is a golf tournament coming up. The 22nd Handmead Charity Classic Golf Tournament is going to be held on the 24th. This is up in the CNMI. Check out saipanhotels.org to register today. And remember, balati are your friend. Sort of, if you're at the beach. You know what I'm talking about if you're old school. All right, and now here are your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club's shout-outs submitted on our website. Happy birthday to Donalyn, otherwise known as Merida Ayla from Funky Monkey Corporation. We hope you have a wonderful birthday today. That's going to do it for our program tonight. Thank you so much for watching or streaming Primetime. Remember, you can check out KUAM.com for news headlines 24/7. Around the clock, I'm Jason Salas. Thanks so much for watching, and please stay safe, Guam. Catch Health, Home, and Lifestyle every Tuesday following KUM News Prime Time. We've got you covered with health and lifestyle news each Tuesday on the stations of KUM and our digital streaming platforms. Health, Home, and Lifestyle is brought to you by The Medical City, your trusted partner in health.
House to Home, presented by RE/MAX Diamond Realty.
Hello and happy Tuesday, everybody. House to Home is here, which means Liz and Gina and myself, Jason, will be telling you everything with great interest. And we hope that you do take interest in this week's topic because we are talking about interest rates and the possibility that they may be going down in very short order. So, Gina, of course, you guys say all the time, you're realtors, you're not attorneys, you're not accountants, you're not economists, and at the same time, you have to be a little bit of all of those things. And the interest rate is something that you obviously pay very, very close attention to. And there is indication that it may not go down at the federal level by a tremendously significant amount. But I mean, when you're dealing about housing prices, whether residential or commercial, I mean, every 1/10% counts.
Yeah, every little bit helps. Because that's, for buyers, that's really what you're focused on is your monthly payment, right? And your interest rate dictates your monthly payment. And that is for the duration of your mortgage, the 30-year mortgage, or for many people, Liz was just mentioning that the adjustable rate mortgages interest rates have gone down a little bit, but so have the fixed rates. And so for me, I mean, we're talking about consumers, but I'm talking about myself too. When I was in the market and buying a home, I was interest rate sensitive because that really dictated what my payment was going to be per month for the duration of my loan. And I do remember there was a loan, once upon a time, I ended up doing an adjustable rate because at that time, the fixed rate mortgages were at 7.5%. And I was able to lock in an adjustable rate mortgage at 6%. So I ended up taking the 6% and that saved me on my monthly. And I know Liz and myself, we've been working with a lot of buyers who are saying, I'm looking, but I'm not going to select a home until these interest rates go down. The thing is, we have no clue. It is going down a little bit, but we really we cannot tell you absolutely that it's going to go down this month and it's going to go down to this rate. But what I can tell you is that when it does go down significantly, what we've seen in the market with the interest rates going down, competition goes up significantly. So we're telling people, the asking prices right now, I believe for the most part, is very competitive because sellers want to move their home. And I believe when the interest rate goes down, these sellers are going to understand now instead of having 1 or 2 buyers, I might have 5 or 10. And that will drive pricing up.
And Liz, that's why we tell everybody on this program each and every week why, whether you're a buyer or a seller, it is so important and so advantageous to you, regardless on which side of the coin you fall, that you have to stay ready because when the time does come around, you want to be prepared so you can take advantage of a good deal.
Right. And we do get some buyers that say, hey, I'm waiting for the price to go down. That's not going to happen. Right now, because of the interest rates, some of the sellers may consider reducing or giving some concessions to a buyer if they want to move their property. But in terms of the actual market and the pricing dropping, we don't see that. We don't foresee that happening. It just, again, as Gina puts it, when the interest rates does go up, people will run to the bank and try to get loans. And for a particular house, there might be 5 offers or 10 offers going into that. We've seen the different seasons. And as Gina puts it, it's just a matter of being prepared. And don't stop. Keep looking until you find the right property and then see. So in some cases, what people have done is they would try to find a variable rate and buy now and then refinance it when the market does shift and then lower interest rates do happen. And that's what we had just a few years back, where there was a run on the market where we were getting 2.5%, 3%. I mean, that was gravy.
But granted, we did have a global plague that caused that to happen because the feds did step in and said, we don't want the economy to collapse and everything. So that was a rather unique situation. But the point is well made.
That's right. And with the political season right now, you don't know what's going to happen. And our economy has to change eventually so that it benefits the different communities across the nation as well as Guam.
Okay, now Gina, we do know we have very, very smart viewers of the show, and people watch, and they like what we talk about. But I will say, because we've got such a smart community of people that watch this, I know a lot of people would say, okay, if the interest rate, say it falls 0.4%, right? Do I keep hanging on and wait till it falls all the way to maybe 1.2% below what it previously was? Or now I'm paranoid because I was like, okay, should I strike while the iron is hot? Because it could go back up again and go from like minus 0.4 to then plus 0.6. And then I get an even worse rate than before. So how do I know when the timing is right to pull the trigger?
I think it's a balancing act. The problem I see is if you're looking at housing, if you actively know you want to get into a house before the end of the year, and you're looking at housing, and then you find something you love, and you want to wait until the interest rates go to a point where you're comfortable, by the time you put in the offer, let's say it's still available, by the time you put it in the offer and process, with the market conditions the way they've been, these interest rates are not staying fixed for more than a month. They're fluctuating too quickly. So by the time you make that decision, process your paperwork, that interest rate's no longer where you want it to be. Liz's game plan is much better. The home prices right now are competitive because sellers are motivated to move their homes because they do understand the interest rates are high, and that is eliminating or decreasing the buying power of some consumers.
School's back in session, and Kmart is the ultimate back-to-school headquarters for all your essentials. Stock up on everything you need to ace your classes. From backpacks to crayons, Kmart's got it all in one place. Snack time just got better. Choose from a fantastic selection of snacks and drinks to keep you fueled and focused throughout the day. Get an A+ in style with the newest fashion trends for everyone in the family. Heading to college? Kmart's got the essentials to deck out your dorm in style. Move to the head of the class with Kmart, the one smart shop for unbeatable deals on everything you need to kick off an amazing school year. Kmart, your 24-hour superstore. Your campus, your style, your way.
In times of uncertainty, trust is what leads the way. The Medical City, your trusted partner in health.
Want a real taste of New York? The classic New York-style pizza offers a big, bold taste that's a Guam favorite. It's handmade with 16 inches of foldable crust, a sweet marinara sauce, and your favorite topping. And at 30% larger than our large, classic New York pizza is only $12.99 for carryout. Bring together your family and friends for a classic New York pizza party. Each pizza is just $12.99 for carryout. Classic New York-style pizza, so close you can taste it. Only at your Island Pizza Hut.
So they're motivated by that factor, and they're pricing their home, more reasonably based on a few years ago. So I would say follow Liz's advice. Lock in the home, lock in your loan, close on the deal. And when the interest rate becomes more reasonable, and it may not, guys, it may never go back to that 2.53%. But let's say it goes to 4%, then go run back into the bank. And yes, you're going to pay again to reprocess a new loan, but hopefully the amount you're going to be saving with that new interest rate will justify the expense. And so I think Liz's plan is a good plan. Buy the house, lock in and close on the deal, and refinance when you have an opportunity to take advantage of that.
Okay, now Liz, let's take the perspective of someone like yourself. There's another aspect of our market is, the interest rate is what it is. But how about the fact that on Guam we have a very limited amount of inventory? Some might even say there's a deficit of inventory right now, but demand is always going to be there. So when demand is high but supply is low, how does that factor in?
Well, it's just a matter of hanging in there. Check with your realtors to find out what new projects are coming up. Are there new developments? There are actually new developments that are being built right now, but the window of time for construction, you're looking at a 2-3 year window. Some of them may be shorter. It just depends on the type of construction. But one of the things what buyers should start doing is finding out what do you qualify for, at least preparing. What do you need out of pocket? How much of a budget can you take? What if it were 4% or 5%? What is that monthly payment going to be? What can you afford? Because many of our buyers say, well, I qualify for 600,000, but I only want to spend 400,000 or 500,000. But at least get a handle on what are you willing to spend, and then play the scenario with the interest rate. Gina and I get calls all the time. Hey, what will my monthly payment be if this was my loan amount? And of course, we recommend that they go to a bank and see a loan officer, at least to get a handle on what they need out of pocket, play the scenarios if the interest rate was 5% or 4%. That way they're prepared. So when the interest rate changes, they can pull the trigger and figure out, okay, I'm ready. I got to do it now. And talk to a good realtor to assist you in that process. Especially in our market, you need a sharp realtor who will know how to assist you in this process.
And Gina, are these decisions and the process that we're talking about, like right now, your thought process, is this the same as if you're working with, because most people think on this show, we talk about only residential properties, but we talk about residential properties, commercial properties, investment properties where you would turn around and flip it for a profit, hopefully, and even just buying like straight out land that you would develop on later. Should that be consistent like across those different types of transactions?
Absolutely. I think, that game plan, the advice applies across the board. The only variable is what kind of property are you looking for? What kind of a down payment do you have to work with? But really, this advice applies to everybody. When the market goes up, which I expect it will by the end of the year. And why do we say that? Because really, we've been feeling like people are kind of taking a deep breath. And even in the US market, it's like with election coming up, there's a lot of uncertainty about, we have such opposite poles in terms of our presidential candidates. I really see them as being on opposite ends of the spectrum. And so it feels like people are taking a deep breath and looking at that picture and saying, well, if this end of the poll wins or that end of the poll wins, where's that going to put me? And I think people are taking a deep breath, but once they exhale, then they're going to start moving forward and figuring out that, what? We can't control what goes on up there, can we? And we need to move forward and get ourselves, especially with housing, or if you're looking to buy land, we got to get that under control. We got to if we're going to buy something, let's get it done. Because the one thing here in Guam, and it's happening in the US as well, the military market has raised up the flag and said, hey, we're short 7,000 homes. And in one of the public hearings that we had in front of some senators, the deputy director from GURA raised up his flag and said, hey, senators, the GURA recipients, our GURA families on Guam are short by 6,500 homes is what he told us during that public hearing. And then, our poor folks in the middle, the working class families, how short are we for them? So what we know is there's just no way, 7,000, 6,000, there's no way a developer is going to land on Guam and build enough housing to accommodate that shortfall anytime soon. And so that means no matter what happens to the market, whether interest rates go up or down, people need a place to live, which means no matter what, it's going to even get more competitive.
And competition is a good thing, as we stress.
It depends on what side of the coin you're on.
It can be a little dicey at times, a little bit stressful. I mean, not gonna lie, but competition generally is seen as a good thing for the market, right?
Yeah, what we're seeing though, people are getting creative. I was just talking to my nephew the other day, and he went and bought a container, and he outfitted himself. He's right now off the grid. He purchased solar panels himself. He installed it. So he's not hooked up to power. He is hooked up to water. But I was really impressed that he built this home, got it hooked up, and it's a really cute home. Have you seen some of those TV programs where people downsize?
Yep.
Well, he had a king-size bed in his room. He had a really nice kitchen, a spacious bathroom, and everything was power generated through solar.
Let's go do a story on that. That'd be really cool. Let's go take a tour.
Yeah.
House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
In times of uncertainty, trust is what leads the way. The Medical City, your trusted partner in health.
It's time to celebrate 30 years of cleaning our coasts and sandy fun. Join us for the Guam International Coastal Cleanup on Saturday, September 21st, starting at 6 a.m. After the cleanup, head on over to Ipao Beach from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. for the first ever Guam Sandfest 2024. Witness incredible sand sculpting demos, sand sculpting competitions, a variety of food vendors, live music, and fun activities for kids and the entire family. It'll be a sensational day. Register now at sandfestguam.com.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo's Select Care.
Holiday, I'm Claire Calvo, bringing you your weekly renewal. Today I am here with Roma and Mike Durga with Healthy Options. Welcome. Thank you for having us. Okay, so sometimes when people hear healthy foods, they run the other way.
They're scared.
Right.
Yeah.
But first of all, as a chef and sous chef, what would you consider quote unquote healthy?
Well, actually, it depends on some people, but for me, it's balance.
Right.
Balance in everything. Like, it's not because it's vegan, it's really full on, like, healthy, right? It's more like, so when they try my food, they're like, what did you put here? It tastes like chicken, like cauliflower. They're like, oh, that's so good. It's like, it doesn't taste vegan.
Like cardboard.
Cardboard or whatever. Like, they were expecting something.
Right.
Maybe because they never tried it before,
Yeah.
so it's easier for them to, like, judge it. Like,
Absolutely. And now there's so many different, when people think healthy, some people go more keto or paleo or, low sugar, whatever. And plant-based, of course, is one of the genres that people choose. So what made you decide to focus on, because I know even previously you were making primarily Filipino food, right?
Yes,
And all kinds of different, and they weren't necessarily quote unquote plant-based. But what made you decide to go more in that direction?
It's because of the 21 Day Detox.
So
that's when it started.
So that's when you started with the 21 Day Detox, and then since then, there's been some, I think even SDA has provided some meals.
Yeah, for their, every time that they have monthly meetings,
Right.
so they reach out.
For the meetings,
Yes.
okay. Because I know the detox program,
It's
I've done
different.
it. It's like
Yes.
all liquids.
Yes.
So you just go there and pick up either the dried foods that you add water to, or like the juicing.
Yes.
So I'm sure both of you have friends who probably for the very first time tried like Tinactac or something that they're
Correct.
used to having the real thing. So what is some feedback that you've gotten with your food?
Usually they can't believe that it's actually plant-based.
Right.
So it's funny because I've been eating plant-based for about 2 years now. I'm not fully vegan, so people have seen me out there having a steak once in a while,
Yeah.
But I do eat
Like you
plant-based
said,
primarily.
balance.
Yeah, balance. And I think that for the most part, most people that have tried our food have kind of equated it to the normal food that they would eat. So like if we make we have this fun vegan chamorro dish that we haven't done in a while. But I suggested to her, and I said, let's try this out and we'll see if people like it. And they really liked it. It was the Hagen Suni. So it was Hagen Suni and everything was plant-based. There was no meat in it. And the feedback we got was just a lot. But there was a lot of work too at the same time. So we didn't revisit it. We did that, I think, during Chamorro Week.
Yeah.
Yeah, so everyone was wanting some Chamorro food. And so the way we started coming up with our recipes is I said, why don't we take what we like and make it plant-based. And in the beginning, she and I had no idea how to do that. And when we first did the 21 Detox, I was like, I don't know what to do. I mean, we literally were researching for 2 days or 3 days because we had never done that before.
Right. Well, I remember even I gave you guys a booklet. Remember?
Correct,
And
yes.
you're like, okay. But then you did your own nice spin on it, which was great.
Yes. And so she knows that people here on Guam like, Chamorro cuisine, Filipino cuisine, Japanese cuisine. So we usually just try to take what we like and we're like, okay, how can we make this be something that will be attractive to other people, that other people would like? And you really got to trust yourself as a chef. You have to really trust yourself that you taste it and you're like, okay, I think I have a good palate.
Yeah.
This might be attractive for other people as well. And you really don't know until you actually get some feedback. And sometimes we'll not hear from anybody.
Yeah.
And we'll think to ourselves, maybe the meal wasn't that great, but usually it's because they didn't get back to us on time, and sometimes they'll hit us up right away.
All right, so let our viewers know where they could find you, how they could get a hold of you, how they could order.
We can do that Instagram, Healthy Option Guam, and we do Monday through Wednesday.
Okay.
And the pickup will be 11:30 to 1 p.m.
Okay, and they can get the menu in advance.
Correct.
In advance, yeah.
And we do offer party platters as well. So for anybody out there looking for, for a large number of people to feed, we do have on the Instagram page, we do have platters that are available as well.
Party platters.
Yeah, that's a tongue twister.
That's a tongue twister. I know. Plant-based party platters.
There you go. I like that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for having us here.
Yes.
And thank you all. I'll see you next time on your weekly renewal.
Weekly Renewal is brought to you by Calvo's Select Care.
Taco Bell is so good and so cheap.
I know, right? I wonder why.
What if they know we're broke? What if they're trying to be the good guys?
Yeah. Thanks, Taco Bell!
Health Check is brought to you locally by Island Cancer Center.
It is World Breastfeeding Month. Not that many people realize that, but Nicole Heiserer with La Leche League, with the University of Guam, and with a whole bunch of amazing programs that are really benefiting our community is joining me now in the KUAM News Zoom room. Hafa Nicole, good to see you.
So this month, as you said, is World Breastfeeding Month. So we are working towards community awareness of how breastfeeding is helpful for not just moms and babies, but whole communities. And I'm really excited that I have just started on with a new project here that's taking off the ground in Guam called Champs National. And Champs is an organization that is offering help through a grant with the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Champs stands for Communities and Hospitals Advancing Maternity Practices, which is a big fancy way of saying that they are working towards improving healthcare outcomes and specifically reducing racial disparities in access to healthcare.
Okay, there is that word disparities, and that pops up more and more often these days because people don't realize not everybody in the community has either immediate access or access in terms of transportation or even, the educational awareness of the wealth of resources available to them or the steps that they have to take, to live a healthy island life.
That's right. So that's one of the things that the grant is aiming to do. It's a 3-year program, and the program is enrolling 100 hospitals across the U.S. And we're very fortunate. We have a team here, 3 of us, Miss Antoinette Kleiner, who's a UOG nursing school professor and a nurse practitioner, and a senior nursing student, Dorothy Colodro, and myself. We're working to bring access to these resources to 3 hospitals here in the Pacific Islands. So we're working with GMH as our first hospital to get off the ground. And then we'll also be working with hospitals in Saipan and Palau. So we are working towards really creating a collaborative effort to get people, the hospitals, access to resources to help them take the best care they can of their mamas and babies. We know they're working hard towards that, and we're just kind of here to help connect them with teaching and education, training for staff, information they can share with patients so that there's a better kind of community awareness of the importance of breastfeeding and practices that support breastfeeding.
Okay, now, I'm gonna, put on my hat and say, like, the glass is half empty. I'm gonna be, pessimist if I may, for just a second. Nicole, in your professional opinion, what are some of the challenges and some of the hurdles that we have to overcome as far as like really making sure the message gets across? Because I would say that, most people realize that, breastfeeding is so essential to the well-being and development of a little one. It's instinctual in women, obviously, as human beings and everything, but in practice, has it kind of like tapered off over the years?
Well, like you said, it is in some ways born of instinct. It's the biological norm to breastfeed a baby. But when you come to the practical aspects of it in our modern world, it's not always that simple. So a lot of times the people we encounter who struggle to meet their goals, they just didn't have access to the right help when they needed it. And so that's really what we're trying to do, is make sure people have access to information so they can make good decisions, and also improving kind of the baseline level of education and awareness for our healthcare staff, who are often the first ones that mom and baby will encounter, who are going to help them.
Health Check is brought to you locally by Island Cancer Center.
Catch Health, Home, and Lifestyle every Tuesday following KUAM News Prime Time. We've got you covered with health and lifestyle news each Tuesday on the stations of KUAM and our digital streaming platforms. Health, Home, and Lifestyle is brought to you by the Medical City, your trusted partner in health. KUAM TV8, first on Guam.